This video is approximately 10 minutes long and will teach you 10 English words. Welcome to our Word of the Day video series, where we explore fascinating and recently picked words from authoritative sources like dictionary.com, the New York Times, and Merriam-Webster. You'll learn not only their meanings and how to use them, but most importantly, effective techniques to memorize them. So whether you're on your way to work, in the bathroom, or have a few spare moments, you can play this video and make the most of your time by enhancing your English vocabulary. Word of the day from dictionary.com is aberration. Aberration is a noun. Aberration means something that is not normal or usual. For example, seeing a cat walk on two legs was such an aberration it made everyone in the park stop and stare. Seeing a cat walk on two legs was such an aberration it made everyone in the park stop and stare. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember aberration, think of the phrase aberration. Aberration. Imagine a country where everything is made of berries. That would certainly be unusual and not the norm, just like an aberration. This playful and vivid imagery can help anchor the word's meaning in your memory. Aberration. 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 Word of the day from Merriam-Webster is whinge. Whinge is a verb used especially in British English, means to complain in an annoying way. For example, she's always whinging about how unfair everything is. She's always whinging about how unfair everything is. Any tricks to remember this word? Think of a whiny fridge. Whiny fridge. Imagine a refrigerator that makes a whining noise every time it's opened, as if it's complaining about being used too often. This association of a whiny appliance with the word whinge, which means to complain in an annoying way. Whinge. 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 Word of the day from the New York Times is hippocampus. Hippocampus is a noun. It means the part of the brain that is involved in forming, storing, and processing memory. Tim joked that his hippocampus must be on vacation since he couldn't remember where he parked his car at the mall. Tim joked that his hippocampus must be on vacation since he couldn't remember where he parked his car at the mall. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember hippocampus, picture a hippo who can't remember which campus he is going to. This image links the word hippocampus with memory, as the hippocampus is a key part of the brain involved in memory formation. The confused hippo humorously represents the struggle of recalling memories, just as the hippocampus helps with remembering. Hippocampus. 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 Word of the day from Merriam-Webster is harangue. Harangue means a long, loud, and often angry speech. Harangue can be used both as a noun and as a verb. For example, after watching the popular documentary, he delivered a long harangue about the dangers of social media. He stood on the street corner, haranguing passers-by about the stupidity of the forthcoming war. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember harangue using sound association, think of harangue. Imagine a scenario where every time her phone rang, she would start a long, passionate speech or rant. This sound association links the similar sounding phrases and captures the essence of harangue, giving a lengthy, forceful talk or lecture. Harangue. 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 Word of the day from Merriam-Webster is kindred. Kindred is an adjective. To say that two people or things are kindred is to say that they are of a similar nature or character, or that they have the same ancestry. For example, German and English are kindred languages. German and English are kindred languages. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember kindred with kind and red, think of a family all wearing red, symbolizing their common roots and unity, just like kindred represents close connections. Kindred, kindred, kindred.
Word of the day from dictionary.com is pareidolia. Pareidolia is a noun. Pareidolia means the tendency to see faces and other images in random visual patterns. How does pareidolia benefit humans? Pareidolia, by prompting us to see familiar patterns in random objects, encourages creative thinking, sharpens our ability to notice details, and helps us understand how our brain processes visual information. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word pareidolia, we can use sound association. Think of the phrase, pair of dolly. Pair of dolly. As if you're pairing two dolls together. This image can remind you of seeing patterns or faces, like those of dolls, in random objects, which is what pareidolia is all about. Pareidolia. Pareidolia. Pareidolia.
Word of the day from the New York Times is atavistic. Atavistic has appeared in 10 articles on NewYorkTimes.com in the past year. Atavistic is an adjective. Atavistic refers to the reappearance of characteristics found in distant ancestors. You can use atavistic to describe behaviors, instincts, or physical traits that seem to come from an earlier stage of human development or from ancient ancestors. For example, his atavistic fear of the dark is firmly rooted. His atavistic fear of the dark is firmly rooted.
Where am I?
Any tricks to remember this word? Think of atavistic as at a visit. At a visit. Picture visiting a museum where you see behaviors or objects from ancient ancestors, reminding you of the reappearance of old traits. Atavistic. 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 Word of the day from Merriam-Webster is capitulate. Capitulate is a verb. To capitulate is to surrender to an enemy, often after negotiating terms, or to stop trying to fight or resist something. For example, their forces capitulated 5 hours after the bombardment of the city began. The teacher refused to capitulate. No calculators were to be used during the exam.
Oh no!
Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word capitulate, we can break it down. Think of capitulate. Capitulate. Imagine someone trying to argue but realizing they are too late to win, so they decide to capit in the argument and surrender. This phrase can help you link the sound of capitulate with the idea of giving up or surrendering, especially when it's too late to change the outcome. Capitulate. 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 Word of the day from dictionary.com is gullywasher. Gullywasher means a short, heavy rainstorm. Gullywasher is primarily used in Western U.S. dialects of English. The sudden gullywasher turned the streets into fast-flowing rivers. The sudden gullywasher turned the streets into fast-flowing rivers. Gullywasher is easy to remember. Gully means small valley. To remember gullywasher, think of a small valley, gully, quickly filling with water in a heavy rain. Gullywasher, gullywasher, gullywasher. Word of the day from dictionary.com is polyhistor. Polyhistor is a noun. It means someone with knowledge in many subjects. For example, the documentaries showcase Leonardo da Vinci not only as an artist but also as a polyhistor with his contributions to science and engineering. The documentaries showcase Leonardo da Vinci not only as an artist but also as a polyhistor with his contributions to science and engineering.
Isn't that amazing?
Any tricks to remember this word? To remember polyhistor, think of poly, meaning many, and histor as a play on history or story. Picture someone who knows many stories or facts from various fields, symbolizing their wide-ranging knowledge. This image can help link the word to its meaning of being knowledgeable in many subjects. Polyhistor. Polyhistor. Polyhistor.
If you liked it, hit like and subscribe for more cool stuff.